Hi, my name is Steve Hargett, and today I'll be talking about Kickstarter. Every now and then I will feature a few Kickstarter videos. Sometimes they will just be a roundup of some of the Kickstarter seen or backed, and at times they will include, hopefully, a few interviews. Today, I'll be joined by Umar Ditta to talk about his Kickstarter, Lad, Homecoming.
At the moment, I think I have about 2 weeks left, so time is of the essence, as they say. But we are about 87% completed anyway. But so it's all a good sign to begin with. But it is for Lad issue 3, or Lad the Homecoming issue 3, which is a adult crime thriller, put simply, which has some sort of fantasy elements in there. It revolves around a crime organization known as simply the Family, and when the fallout comes to effect after their patriarch of the crime family, simply known as Dad, is savagely beaten and left for dead under mysterious circumstances, and it's just sort of the repercussions of this heinous attack that happens within the family sort of hierarchy, and the sort of little fractures that come in. So that is basically what the story is in a nutshell. But obviously, we're planning we're in the middle of a 5-issue miniseries, and things get interesting in this issue. That's the best I can say without giving too much away. But I cannot stress enough of how adult the content is. Straight from the page one, there is violence and swear words, but I think they justify the story and they need to be told that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's in the same way that something like Peaky Blinders is.
Yes.
It's the language. It's language and action that matches the subject matter.
Exactly. And
not just to be there.
No, it's there just to give a bit of realism to this magic realistic scenario, because I've purposely tried to make the story kind of similar to people who are who have experienced sort of like the crime family, the English or like northern crime family in the past, but I've just tweaked it a little bit just so it gives you that sort of essence of it. It's not set in a certain time or a certain place, but it should feel familiar. That's the sort of vibe I was going for, and to really get that that mood really set up, that's where I sort of relied on the sort of strong language, sort of strong visions and imagery that's in place, which has really been helped out by Carlos Pedro, who is an artist. It's actually co-creator of the whole story. Like some of the striking imagery that he has put in there has been just shocking, and the feedback I've been getting from yourself and other people who are fans of the book is just, I always say it's all down to Carlos. I just put the words on there, he makes them look pretty.
Yeah, as a writer, I've often said that writers look good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just one part of the team, because we also do have Hugo Boylan, who's the editor, and we'll talk about the rest of the team. And there's Kerry Smith, who's the letterer, and also David Kelly, who has done the design work and just the sort of aesthetic of the whole book. But just going back to Hugo, because the idea of Lad came to you about a few years ago. I think maybe just after I finished my first creator-owned titled Untethered, which I did with Elliot Balson. But after that, I was sort of wanting to make my own sort of crime thriller, sort of taking influence from like neo-noir sort of what's the name of that one with Joaquin Phoenix? You were never really there, or I was never really there. I can't quite remember the title of it, but it's really, I think You Were Never Really There. You Were Never Really There. That's it. Yeah. Really good film. And also like Blue Ruin. So sort of taking influence from those sort of films, and sort of Hellblazer, these sort of dark, but grounded in reality, but still dark and really out there sort of titles, using that as a basis.
Yeah.
Even some of the Ed Brubaker stuff of like he does noir really well. So it's just sort of like the Sean Phillips, taking all of that sort of
they do it really well.
Yeah. So even if I can get even one 1/8 or 1/16 of what they do, I'll be more than happy. So that's the sort of vibe that I was going for initially. But it was really Hugo who really helped me put me towards the direction of where we wanted to take Lad, because we were just sort of feeding back stories, and I was sort of he was a good sounding board to sort of feedback what aspects were working and what weren't working in terms of the story. And that's a really good sign of a really good editor, in that he wasn't dictating which way to go, but rather he was gently guiding me from, if I was going too far one way, he would point out components to another side that I was pitching, that he would be, why don't we unpack this more? So that was really helping in terms of telling the story. And he also helped me get Carlos on board, who he has worked with in the past. And Carlos, even though the comic itself is black and white, partly for story reasons, but also partly due to, let's just be honest, printing costs. It's cheaper to do it on black and white, but luckily that helped us out, because it really highlights Carlos's line work, and it's really clean darks, and just the way that he puts a scene on the page really well. So like how he has managed to really make use of sort of limited colors, essentially, because all he has is black and white and everything in between, which isn't much. Yeah. He's really managed to make it really work. And obviously that's where obviously working with Hugo, we got Kerry Smith involved as well, who is also a long-term collaborator with Hugo. And to seal the deal, I think I mentioned to you this before, that it was a long shot that it was to get Dervla, because I know Dervla very well, but her sort of work is, if I was initially thinking, come on, she ain't going to work with us. She's a good mate and everything, but I guess it's worth a shot. And to our surprise, Dervla was on board, and she really, she really added the sort of look to Lad, because as well as doing the occasional prints here and there that we do for the Kickstarter, she did the logo of Lad, which was initially like, we weren't sure what it was going to do, but how she infused the whole visions of the forest and all this sort of dark gothic undertones to the sort of urban town, where again the story starts off in the town, but the real darkness and the real underlying fear is what is in the forest, because one of the tagline is I think it's do dare to go to the forest, or something like that, basically just highlighting the sort of mythos behind it.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, excellent.
Kickstarter, we got rewards leading from digital. Even if you just want to catch up digitally, we have that as a reward for a couple of pounds, I think. But obviously, we do have physical copies of the book, and as well as that, we do have, I think, original artwork up for grabs, which is Ben Philby, who has done a few prints in the past, and he works on Tomb of the White Horse, Red Horse. With I think it's Ian Mondrick. It's a really good, another sort of gothic story.
Yeah.
So he's done a print for us, which original artwork is up for grabs, and we also have Abby J Harding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen any of her artwork, check out.
Artwork, yeah.
Yeah, it is really gothic. She's done some work with Richard Starkings on Elephant Men.
Yeah.
On there, and also Ask for Mercy, I think. But what she's really done is added a really sort of really tapping into the gothic and scary, creepy bits of Lad, and she got that really well with her print. And so again, those original artworks are up for grabs, but as well as that, we do have prints available. So yeah, there's a whole swath of rewards. So whatever you're after, I'm sure we can cater to it. As they say in a sales pitch.
Well, good luck with it, and I hope it all goes well. And I'm
appreciate it.
Forward to episodes 4 and 5, personally.
Yeah. Well, that's where it really gets off the rocker. Let's just say that when it gets to episode 4, when it gets to issue 4 and 5, it is unleashed. Let's just put it that way.